Okay, number 15, quadratic formula. I could factor out a common factor and then do the quadratic formula. I'd get the same answer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the quadratic formula because that's how most of you guys are going to do it. So, for the quadratic formula, I identify the parts. The a value is 6, so it's in front of the x squared term, the quadratic term. The b value is -9, that's always the linear term. We usually write it in the middle. It's in front of the x. And the constant at the end with no variables, that's why it's called a constant, is -42. So the quadratic formula will be x equals the opposite of b. Since b is -9, we're going to use a +9. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. 9 times 9 is 81. -9 times -9 is also 81. Please write in the b squared value. Don't write the b number and then the squared symbol. Your calculator does not always handle negative numbers squared well. So 9 plus or minus the square root of 81. So b squared minus 4 times a, which is 6, times c, which is -42, all over 2 times a. 2 times a is 12. Again, the fact that I'm writing the b squared in and the 2 times a comes from years of watching students type into their calculator the quadratic formula and make mistakes. So if you just do what I say, you should be able to get it right. So we're going to break that up into two parts. We're going to do the plus first. So x equals 9 plus the square root b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. So it's going to equal something over 12, and we'll see what that is. So 9 plus square root b squared is 81 minus 4 times a, don't remember it, 6 times c. C is -42. Enter. So 42. So 42 over 12. 42 over 12, you can simplify that. You could type in 42 and then divide by 12. Gives you 3.5. So 3.5 is one of the two solutions. The second solution is going to come from using the minus in the equation. So x equals 9 minus the square root of the b squared value, 81, minus 4 times the a value, 6, times c, over 2 times a. 2 times a is 12. So this time, 9 minus the square root of b squared, which is 81. Oops, somehow I got a squared sign in there. All right, the opposite of b, so 9, minus the square root of b squared, positive 81, minus 4 times a, which is 6, times c, which is -42, gives me -24. So -24 over 12 is -2. And that's number 15.